12 million immigrants came through Ellis Island between 1892 and 1924. At the height of its activity, the Ellis Island station could process 1 million people a year. Although now Ellis Island stands as a museum marking this remarkable time in history, hundreds of thousands of new immigrants still enter the United States each year, and many are determined to learn the new language of the country they hope to call home. In an effort to help these new learners speak, read, and write English, Suzanne Liebman of the College of Lake County in Grays Lake, Illinois, has incorporated technology into her adult learning classes. She hopes that her students not only learn English, but also acquire the skills to move on to other higher level classes.
This class is an intermediate level class. What does that mean? They're not beginners and they're not ready to go out into the world yet. They are all English as a second language learners. They all have academic goals for their future. They have varied amounts of education from previous education, so that we have people who have 6 years of education in the class. We have university graduates in the class. The purpose of the class is to help people start thinking about going to other college or university classes in the United States, or to help them practice a profession in the United States where they'll need academic style reading and writing skills. We use computers a great deal because computer literacy is one of our goals. And we use word processing application, we use some educational software, we use the internet. I always have a significant number of students who have never turned on the computer before, have never touched a mouse before. So we start from the very, very beginning, showing people how to turn it off and turn it on properly, how to use the mouse comfortably. And we go from there to teaching basic word processing and computer skills, always incorporating some language learning at the same time, so that we'll have an exercise that might teach people how to save something on the computer and save it on their disk, but at the same time they're practicing story writing form and they're practicing past tense. But instead of using a canned piece of software that practices past tense in a workbook format, they're actually doing their own stories and their own writing with it. One of the last things that I teach them about the computer is how to use the internet. They use it for several purposes. One, they use it to find other resources for learning English on the computer, and we've set up bookmarks of some of their favorite spots to go to. But the part of the internet that they are most intrigued by is using the internet to get them in contact with life back home. So they've learned how to search for things about their own countries, and you'll see in class later today where people are going to do presentations about some aspect of their culture, and many of them use the internet to find picture resources, to find information about their country that they're going to bring to us in class. One of the advantages in using the internet, besides that it's here and it's spiffy and it's fun, is that they can find information in their first language, which you usually can't find in the public library or even the academic library over here, so that they have those resources. The internet, because it can bring in newspapers from home, can also bring in touches of home to help people connect in a way that a public library can't. And I have my famous anecdote about the student who found the baseball scores from all the leagues in Taiwan through the internet. And that's something you don't find in the newspaper here. And as he said, now anytime I feel homesick, I can come in here and I can connect. And that's really exciting. The other exciting part about that project is the fact that they discovered this themselves. When I first introduced them to the internet, I had this project of, look for the best stuff for practicing English on it. And immediately, well, they did what I asked them to do and they found nice stuff, but immediately they started, okay, I can look up my country and I can find things and I can show people who the popular rock stars are. And they began showing each other about life in their country and pictures. That brought real live communication that you can never plan for in class quite as well. One person found pictures that she downloaded, and either she'll be able to show us directly on the computer or she'll have print shots that you'll show us through the overhead or distribute in the class, so that they'll use pictures and graphics that they find. Sometimes they find information that you'll hear incorporated in their report. One woman who will be presenting today will be talking about a wedding in India, and different states of India have different customs. So she knew some things, but she didn't know some other things. She was able to find on the internet someone else who had reported on their family's wedding, and she was able to look at their pictures and see how things were the same and things were different in different parts of India. So they use it to find that kind of information as well.
We arrived in USA just 1 month ago, so we have a car. So for we was very interesting to use computer because we can do research without go outside, so we can use this opportunity, and so we tried, because we know something about Italian food because we are Italians, but some picture we don't have, so it was a very interesting use of computers.
It was interesting to have the translation in English.
Yes. So we found this, and then we read what was inside, and we use our knowledge about this matter, and so we wrote exactly the recipe that we wanted to give to other students.
Then we found also the Italy, the map of Italy, because some maybe they don't know where exactly is our town, because our town is not famous like Milan or Turin, and we we found a lot of maps, and so it was beautiful because they would understand where we are in Italy.
So because we didn't bring many pictures about our country, so it is the only system to show other people where we come from, where we live. So other students show us sometimes have pictures, so we can see where they live. we don't have, so I think it's a good idea to use.
Hello, my name is Stefania, her name is Maddalena, and we come from Italy. And Italy is divided in 20 regions, and our regions is called Basilicata. And Basilicata is there, near Naples, and is a mountain regions. And we live in Potenza, that exactly the point. We live in Potenza, that is in a mountain town near Naples.
I think that having the computer is a great motivator for students. People are excited about having learned it. I get comments in students' journals that they never thought they could use a computer, and now here they are doing whatever it is we're doing. We do use this technology with students with less education. We've used it with our quote-unquote pre-beginning students, who are students with very low literacy and education in their first language and in English. Obviously, we don't teach them the internet on the first day. We start out with real low-level writing skills, identifying themselves. That's an advantage to people who may have trouble holding a pencil, but it's not nearly as much trouble hitting a key. And they get something that looks good afterwards. And when you have low literacy skills, having something that looks good is really important to you. It's something that you can go back and you can change. It's something that you can blow up in big print and your teacher can post all over the walls. So having the technology, I think, is a great benefit for people with low literacy skills. Plus, there's the excitement in saying, I can conquer this very modern, quote-unquote, sophisticated piece of technology.
There are in Mexico a lot of cities with colonial history that you can find. Okay. Now, if you want more information about it. But if you don't want, you can go to here. This is a beautiful place in Zacatecas. Look at this. They use this place to transport the water by the city, you know. So the city is really strange because it has a lot of mountains around. So they needed to make some construction that helped them to transport the water from far away to another side of the city. And all the city has stone, you know. It's really, really difficult to build there. So it's because they use this form to transport the water. I know Zacatecas and I love this place, but it's different when the other people from another countries and from another cities and from maybe from Mexico, but they are from another states. They can find it and they can say, oh my God, I will go to Zacatecas. It's beautiful. You know, I went there, but now I can see it again, and I'm here. I'm in America, you know. I can talk about it and I can show them, and it's great.
The first obvious benefit is this is a growing academic tool, and students need to be able to feel comfortable with that tool as they go into college classes where there will be a lot of things that will be uncomfortable. If you feel like you have control over something, that'll make the next hard part just a little bit easier. It's hard to do two hard things at one time. So that's one benefit. There's the excitement in it. Many people come into learning a new language with a great deal of fear and a great feeling of discomfort and nervousness and embarrassment. You'll hear people say, I feel like a kid again, I feel dumb, I feel mute. And when you can do something like use a computer comfortably, it gives a boost to your self-confidence. When you feel more self-confident and comfortable, you learn a language more easily.